We received an email this morning about some very strange things happening around New York and New Jersey. Paranoid Times, you have been a dear friend. I am or was a resident of New Jersey. I have been watching your videos for some time. Mind you are the first person I emailed, but I feel you may be the only one that will listen. By the time you read this, I will have moved my family up to the Cascade Mountains, as there are only a few people up there and our family has a small place beside one of the old hotels. During the 80s my father picked up a small guardhouse and water station up there and we have turned it into a makeshift bunker. I know how this sounds and I want to ensure you that I am not crazy, and for God's sake please give me the benefit of reading and checking out my story, and if you find that it has value please post this on your channel as it may help someone before it happens. Over the past week and what led to my family deciding to head for the mountains, first and foremost people started to behave very strangely, not everyone but as many as it takes to make you turn your head a few times and say what the fuck. Over the past few years I have been working as a paramedic, and during the weekends I had been lurking at one of the hospitals in Jersey. Mind you, we get our fair share of crazy accidents, domestic abuse cases, but something changed and changed quick. Last Monday everyone received a strange report about a new tick. This report was issued by the CDC in connection with the state of New York. The report stated that this new tick carried a virus worse than Ebola, however it had a longer incubation period and could be transferred by cough, sneezing and bite. Yes, it said bite, and the first thing that ran through my head and my co-workers was this a goddamn zombie virus? We said this jokingly, but the thought was there. Shortly after we received the report, we responded to a call. 3 people had been shot in the head, their children had taken their car and money and headed off to God's knows where. Sure, this happens, but normally the military don't show up, but they did. The hospital was packed with people being treated from wild dog bites. The next morning was uneventful, and then we got a call of a possible shooting at the light rail station. Strangely, both police and military were at the light rail. When I asked why they were there, I was told don't ask questions you don't want answers to. From what I could gather, an older woman had shot at 2 suspects behaving strangely. They were dragging their feet and making clicking sounds. The lady was shaking like a leaf, so I gave her a warming blanket and asked her if she was okay. As she could say was, I will never watch Walking Dead again. Under normal circumstances, we would have never packed up and headed to the bunker, as my wife hates that place and our kids don't care too much for it either. My wife is a school nurse. When she came home she had that puzzled look on her face, the same one I gave her when I found out we were pregnant for the 3rd time. She told me she had to treat 30 cases of poison oak. The kids were itching up a storm and had tiny bumps all over them. Looking at her I said, that's normal for this time of year, right? It is if we had poison oak on the playground, but we don't. To top it off, she said that many of the kids acted like they had the flu again. Then she showed me the same paper from the CDC about the ticks. My brother works at the hospital in the ER, he has always been the smart one. Later that night, he called me up worried and said it almost feels like it's Ebola, the fear from the government all over again. They are having us report and strange cases, and even mosquito bites. He said something just don't feel right here. A few of the government guys had set up shop in one of the rooms upstairs. I can be sure, but I think one of them said, Project Replicate is a go and we are pandemic ready. I haven't heard from my brother again. When I call the hospital they either tell me he is on break or in the bunks. Both my wife and I called into our works and pulled out kids out just in case something is about to go down. I don't want you to think I am sounding the alarm here or just a paranoid nut with a computer. But something doesn't feel right. As far as the facts go, CDC and the military has set up shop in New Jersey. There is a new tick and it's infected with a very strange virus. Both my wife and I have developed flu-like and poison oak symptoms. Stay safe. Signing out from the Cascade Mountains.